Hey everybody, we have another Blue Apron mystery recipe. So today's mystery recipe, even before I looked at the ingredients, it is very clearly a curry because the little curry seasoning packet burst open in transit and now all of the ingredients are covered in like a light yellow sheen and it's very fragrant and aromatic. So we're gonna do a curry stew today. Let's take a look at the ingredients before I go any further. So one, I've got my curry powder right here. We've got some green beans. The protein is gonna be some chicken, so I have that right here. Packet of brown and yellow mustard seeds. We've got some creme fraiche and a little thing of mango chutney. This actually looks really good. And then some sushi rice here as well. In addition to those recipes, I do have a couple of just things hanging around that I want to use and integrate. So I've got a lemon and a pear that I want to use. I've got an onion. I've got half of a poblano pepper that I used from the most recent mystery recipe. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. And then I also have a head of cauliflower that I want to use. This cauliflower has been sitting in the fridge for a while, so I need to make use of that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a curried chicken stew, which I think I may have done before in a mystery recipe. Very easy, it comes together quickly. So I'm going to do the chicken and the green beans and the onion and the pepper kind of in the stew along with the pear to give it a little bit of sweetness. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to roast off the cauliflower with some of the mustard seed, and I'm going to make sort of like a roasted cauliflower and mustard puree, just to kind of do something a little bit different. And then for the sushi rice, I'm just going to cook that kind of just plain, nothing too special about that, maybe throwing in some golden raisins to give it a little bit of interest. So what I'm going to do from here is, just like always, I'm just going to prep all of my ingredients, chop up my vegetables, get my cauliflower roasting, and then I'll meet you back here in a little bit. Hey everybody, so as you saw, all of my prep is done. So I'm ready to start cooking things. So just to kind of summarize, I've got all of my vegetables here. I waited a little bit to cut up my pear because I didn't want it to oxidize. I've got my chicken breast cut into cubes that I seasoned with some salt and pepper and some like chicken seasoning. So I've got that there. On the back burner, I have a little bit of chicken broth that's just kind of warming a little bit. I also have some coconut milk that I've frozen in cubes. This is a great, kind of like how I do my wine kind of frozen in case you need it. Same thing with the coconut milk because it's like recipes only ever need maybe like a tablespoon or two and then you have like a lot of coconut milk. So I always just kind of freeze it and then I have that ready for me that I'm just going to drop in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to brown my chicken, take it out, brown my vegetables, add in my seasoning. So I'm going to add in all of this curry powder, kind of get that hanging out, and then put everything back in, and then we're going to get this simmering away and letting it cook gently. everybody, so we are back. Everything is well underway. The chicken is actually pretty much done. So as you can see, I cooked the chicken, added in the vegetables, and then I added in the green beans towards the end so they wouldn't get too soggy. And then I just tossed in the coconut, the frozen coconut milk right at the end, stirred it up, and that is good to go. So next here, I've got some milk and I've got some butter. To that, because I want this to really taste very like kind of almost horseradishy, mustardy, I'm gonna actually add in a little bit of mustard. So we've got that mustard seed on the cauliflower itself, but I do want to just make sure we get really nice, sharp flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the cauliflower. I'm gonna let it sit in that hot water, or the hot milk, just for a minute, just so that it can kind of release some more flavors and soften up just a little bit more. I'm gonna kind of scrape out some of these seeds because I really want, like I said, I really want that mustardy flavor. Okay, so I'm gonna stir this up. I've got a little bit of extra milk kind of standing by in case I need it. I kind of just guessed on the proportions, so I hope it's not too much milk. It's smelling mustardy, so that's pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to turn the heat down and get my immersion blender in here. So completed recipe here, you guys. I've got my cauliflower puree here. I've got my curry chicken stew right here as well. The sushi rice needs a couple more minutes, so that I'm just gonna let it keep kind of cooking away. I think these individual components came out pretty well. The cauliflower puree has very much like the same texture as grits. So it's not like silky smooth like a potato puree would be. But it has like a lot of really nice flavor from both the mustard as well as the creaminess from that creme fraiche. So it has a really nice sort of creamy taste. So what I'm going to do is like grits, I'm going to kind of take some of this cauliflower puree and just sort of put it in the bottom. Like that. And then on top of it, I'm going to take some of my chicken stew here. In here I've got the chicken and the green beans, and I've got onion. I added in that pear as well and some golden raisins. I put the golden raisins in here just to give it some brightness and some sweetness to it. And then right on top, I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of this mango puree, or this mango chutney, excuse me. That kind of melts in there. Alright, here is the final product. Looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm really so excited about that. Alright, so let's take a look at the actual recipe. Actual recipe is Vadavan chicken and mango chutney with mango chutney sauce. So pretty simple. I mean, it's just the chicken with the chutney on top and some green beans there. Creme fraiche in the sauce, mustard seed rice, kind of just like pan fried chicken. Pretty simple. I find that you know, a lot of these Blue Apron recipes, HelloFresh recipes, they really kind of have you keep the chicken intact, or the protein like intact, and then each person has their own little like fillet or whatever, as opposed to doing something more like a stew or something where you cut it up. I think that's probably because most people don't want to handle raw meat. I mean, that's kind of my thought. I'm just noticing this trend that it's almost always like a whole piece of chicken or fish or whatever. So that is it for this recipe, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Please join me next time. Please like, subscribe, comment. That would be fantastic. And I will see you guys next time.